Men with Purpose is a platform where young voices, ideas, and experiences come together to talk about growth, ambition, and building a life with direction. This is a space for learning, reflection, and honest conversations. Welcome to Men with Purpose. We have honest conversations with young people. So today we're going to be talking about why modern men are finding it hard to sit down and focus. So I'm not going to be doing this alone. I'm with my co-host, and that is the topic we are going to be discussing today. Why are modern men finding it hard to sit down and focus? So can you just, my name is Nigel. Can you just give people a brief introduction of yourself?
My name is called Medical Aeronautical Engineer. And let's go for business. Thank you.
So I'll repeat the topic we're going to be discussing again. So the topic we're going to be discussing today is why modern young men are finding it hard to focus. And if I can give an example, is 20 years ago, it was easy for you to sit down, going to the library, pick a book, and spend hours reading. But in today's age, it's no longer the same. The children of this generation, the men of this generation, it's now hard for them to go into the library, pick a book, and read. So, what do you think is one of the causes? Or how do you think we ended up in this position whereby it's hard? The dopamine spikes are like, it's difficult to pick a book, to finish a book after reading the book and enjoy reading books. Because these days people are just like going through their phone, scrolling endlessly, and that's like how they're getting their dopamine. It's not like they are reading books so that they can like get the satisfaction from reading a good book. So how do you think we ended up in this position?
Man, like most of the time is like technology. Like by the time the way like technology has improved and all that. Anything, even now, right now, even like any book, you can find it in your phone. Like you don't need to pick a book from the library and all that. And also like you when I start ChatGPT, yo, how do you do this? It will show you just from the book. Can I summarize the whole book for you? So now that's come hand like other people just to pick a book and read. And also when you're using your phone like to read, there are all these notifications and all that. And if you're not careful, like you're reducing on your focus levels. Then I want to get into like social media and scrolling and all that. Like now it's just too much. You can just sit down with your phone and say, yo, let me go and study about maths, this one of intervention. Be there. Someone puts a good in this one here. Good thumbnail about like a man eating a snake on it. You press it. Instead of watching this one, the the multi lesson, all that. So like man, like nowadays that's crazy the way that the internet has improved and all that. Even the way YouTube nowadays guys are putting on like nice leads, nice what. So like and let's get hooked to it when you see. But right now for people now to go in the library and read, it's so hard because we just open the books like this, the pages and all that. So you just get bored.
So you mentioned something about the improvement in the technology right now. And if I'm to be specific, right now we're in the age of using AI. We have large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, where you can just like type the prompt and it does exactly what you're asking it for. So it's just like what you're saying it's becoming easy to access information by just like prompting, by just typing a prompt into these large language models we have, these AIs we have these days. It gives you all of the information without you having to try to group the information by yourself. It's like the example I was giving that 20 years ago, the only way you were going to find information before the internet was like extreme. Because the thing is, if you go on the internet, it's just going to link you to pages, but it's you as to read the information you saw. Try to pick out the important data or the data which you think it's important to you. But these days, it's no longer the same. It's like what you say, the AIs we have. You just type in a prompt, it tells you everything. It gives you all of the information without you having to try to group the information by yourself. And I think that's something which can actually, like, shockingly reduce the attention span of a human being. Because to get this information 20 years back, you had to sit down, read a book, find out the information. But these days, you just type in something into ChatGPT, into these large language models. they give you all of the information you're looking for. And I think the good thing is it's reducing the time to like do research. But on the worst side, it's making us not be able to focus because if I can get something in a short space of time, like why should I go and do the if I can just tell these large language models like ChatGPT and Gemini to summarize the whole. I'll just say, I mean, please just summarize this whole book. What are the key points? But me not reading the whole book, I'm actually missing out a lot because I'm now just like getting the summary of the. I'm not getting to read the book on its own. So that's one thing we mentioned that one of the reasons why young men are losing their focus. It's because of the type of technologies we have these days. We are getting information too much. Too much information is accessible. You can get as much information as you are, and you can't even like consume all of the information because back then, the only type of information you would get is the one you're looking for. Let's say if you're into medical research or if you're into let's say those who are doing pharmacy engineering, you would just like go onto the web, onto the internet, just search whatever you're looking for, and if you like cite some researches there, if you find some research documents, you download, you go through them. But these days, people barely even use the internet, and people are using these large language models to ask for questions, do assignments, ask questions related to work or even their personal life. And I personally think it's something which is going to make it harder for young men to focus. Because back then, you had to sit down, focus, and read the books, understand what's going on. But these days, you just type in something, you get the information, and I think it's making us it's making us impatient because you just used to type in something, you get fast results. So it's making us impatient, and I think that might be one of the reasons why young men today are losing their focus. So Thomas, it's like the first cause which we identified. What do you think might be like one of the solutions? How can we fix this problem?
Like you know what? Like the way the body works. Your body does an adapting mechanism. Let's say you carry the in.
Yeah.
Let's say you carry gym. Like the more you carry GPs, the more like you become strong and all that.
Yeah, that's
Then now you put clothes and look that. So like now imagine now you're on your phone, just get knowledge faster. You don't need to struggle. You don't need to sit down, focus, and all that. Just like this, start. Even like now, if the check gives an assignment in class, you just go in the library. Even you want to open the books.
yeah.
Right now, I cannot lie. Like whenever I go to the library, I just open my phone, ChatGPT, everything. No, transhuman, transhuman, like easy stuff.
Especially this type of age, right? Yeah, people are now used to getting stuff so easily. You just type something, you expect to get the output. You like type to generate an image. The image is like made for you. That's that. So yeah, but how do we fix it? How can we now fix this?
Nah, I said it again. You have to teach yourself. You have to book like. Let's say, and I'm not saying ChatGPT is bad. I'm not against ChatGPT, Gemini, and all that. The broker, I'm not against. But now, the worst thing is that right now, like 5 years to come, like the IQ of people will be low.
I truly believe that.
So be too low.
Thank you for actually mentioning that point. I truly believe that that's where we are going.
Yeah.
There is a research which was done recently, and they noticed that it's like 90% of the school students are using ChatGPT to get answers from their assignment. They are no longer taking the time to think themselves like, okay, how can I solve this problem? How do I go about solving this problem? So it's like I mentioned earlier that it's killing the human creativity. And it's something, I think we're going down a scary path where if it keeps on going like this, we're going to have graduates who like have degrees, but they don't have like that creative ability which they used to have back then. Because back then, the scientists, the people, the engineers, they had to sit down, think like, how do I solve this problem? okay, this equation, I'm not understanding this equation. How do I go about fixing? Like, that's like the real engineers we know. But these days, the type of engineers we are, or the type of engineers we are producing, the chat GPT engineers, who like typing even the simplest thing. They're typing in a prompt to understand, to get a response. And I think that's clearly a lack of focus. Because focus is grabbing this book, you sit down, you read. That's what we mean by focus. Grab this book, uh, read the index of the book. What is this index saying? Chapter 1, chapter 2. Let's say maybe even read like one chapter a day, and at least you absorb something and understand. That's like focus. But these days, people, they just want stuff to come to them easy. And that's actually a lack of focus. Because for you to say you're someone who's focused, you need to be able to sit for like 2 hours straight without any types of distractions, disturbances, without you going through your phone or trying to check the notifications or the messages on your phone. But I think with this type of technology of these days, it's becoming too hard. Like every minute you're checking on your phone will send me a message. Whether your people are actually choosing to not sit down and talk with their families, like they're choosing to not focus on their families or whatever they're doing that certain point in time. They're choosing to be on their phones. Like, what's this obsession of? And the lose in focus is actually scary. So Thomas, we have I'll drop it. Good. How can we fix this?
I'll give back in history because in Singapore,
Yes.
Singapore like was most of the best time. I know it was a lot of paid, but it was most of the best time. You know, like you want to read and passing a big text, all that.
Yeah.
And now you scroll, you go to just see, let me say, you said, let me just scroll up for maybe 2 minutes. It's there. By the time you check, man, you'll scroll a lot of pages, even time has gone. Then be like, you'll scroll like for 2 hours, 3 hours. That's wasted of time. I remember you have to read the books and all that, you know, to verse and all that. So like by the time right now, man, it's really too scary, man. Even like the way the men now that the elderly, he knows what you want.
Like keep you hooked.
Yeah. He knows what you want. What is
Keep it there.
he knows what you want. You have to like this another one. The one you like, the one is like, why is it like that? He's just scared and others. So if I'm just with someone, I would say that maybe you schedule your time. Said, let me use this time for this work, and this time let me use it for my phone and all that. Even nowadays, even I don't think people are sleeping 8 hours a day. Because you sleep late, because you're scrolling with your phone and all that. You don't sleep well at all.
I think that's actually a pretty powerful point which you say that you said something about algorithms here these days on this media applications here. It's to keep you hooked. It's to keep you coming back. It's to keep you scrolling. It's to like keep you it's to like make you keep coming back, scrolling endlessly because first of all, if people are not going to be scrolling and they won't like in any kind of revenue from that. So people have to watch for hours. We may have to scroll for hours. That's how their businesses they work. So I think that's actually very powerful what you're saying there. That of course, if I step late, it's actually going to mean I'm not going to sleep for 8 hours.
Even
Being there, yeah,
don't wake up like the morning.
yeah.
You're not able to be like you do focus work because you didn't put sleep like
It's because you slept for just a few hours, and then the next day you have to wake up, and you have some other things you have to focus on. And it's not going to be possible for you to focus on important things when you have slept for just like 6 hours, 5 hours. And besides just saying you were doing something that's useless, even your brain, the way it works, you're going to be tired, and you're not going to focus on like the important things you have to be doing, especially with young men. This is actually a discussion which we were supposed to have, and I'm glad we're having the discussion right now because it's actually becoming hard to focus as young men because they can't even sit down anymore and just focus on the thing they're supposed to be focusing on. If it's like research, any kind of schoolwork, or if it's like family, just sit down with your family. It's time for having dinner. Sit down with your family, discuss with the family. But it's getting to the point whereby if you want to, if you want something, just type in a prompt, get the response. You no longer have to focus and try to get the information yourself, and that's scary. So people are no longer focusing on just one thing. If it's sitting down with their family and having a dinner, or if it's talking with their friends, just doing that. So what do you think can be the solution to make sure that the young men cannot focus in this type of age we live in, whereby there's too much information, it's getting easy to access the information in what you want. How can we get back? How can we make the young men get their focus again? How can we solve this problem?
Actually, like most times, like you don't know what you do, you don't have purpose. You don't have like, yo, I need to learn this course, I need to learn this skill. So now you just come there like you have nothing to do. Wake up in the morning, you have nothing to do. The first thing you bust is your phone. You just start scrolling from morning up to evening. That one like is not good. You have to look like for something to do. Learn a skill. Let's say now a person who's learning a skill and a person who's watching reels. Let's say in 3 months, the person who's learning a skill will obtain the skill. And for you who's watching reels and all that, I don't think even you can achieve anything just by just scrolling and learning. Instead, you need just learn something in those 3 months. Let's say, even like learning is better most times. Why do you guys like need to scroll and all that? Just schedule your time. Let's say 1 hour even there on my phone at least, or just on Sunday, I'll be using my phone and resting. Even most time, when people wake up in the morning, the first thing they see is the phone. Before God, even before like praying to God, oh Lord Father, thank you for the day and all that. You're first the phone. So that now you just scared man.
I also think like one of the solutions of how you can develop the ability to focus on something. I think young men need to occupy with themselves with things which are useful, and they also need to prioritize things in their life, like what's important, what are the major things, what are the minor things which need like less appetite. So prioritize the right things as a young man, and also focus on the major things which really matter in your life, not focusing on the minor things which doesn't even like add anything to your life anymore. So if you can also try to get into the gym or try to read a book or something like that, I'm sure that's something that requires focus, and you can actually be able to rewire your mind in the way you think. So this is Men with Purpose, and tune in for next time.